Our headlines today. More disruption on the railways in England as train drivers go on strike. Less than a quarter of services are expected to run.
As the Prime Minister says he's taking urgent action to help the NHS, long wait times remain at A&E and the peak of the pressure is yet to come.
It's broken. I speak to everybody every day and everybody's scared. Everybody's scared if they get ill. Everybody's scared.
Good morning. As some retailers announce they've had a better than expected Christmas, attention turns to a challenging year ahead, with businesses fearing the rising cost of living could keep us away from the high street.
In a leak from his new book, Prince Harry claimed that his brother Prince William physically attacked him during a row over Harry's wife, Meghan.
Thousands of mourners gather in the Vatican ahead of the funeral of the former Pope, Benedict XVI.
Good morning in the sport. Forest fire up their survival bid. Nottingham Forest secure their first Premier League away win in 24 years, beating bottom side Southampton to climb out of the relegation zone.
Good morning. It's a mild start to the day, except for across northern Scotland where there's a touch of frost. It's also fairly cloudy with some light rain moving northwards, but that will be replaced by heavier rain in Northern Ireland and Scotland later, accompanied by strengthening winds.
So what's on the front of the newspapers today? Most of those front pages looking back to the Prime Minister's first speech of 2023. The Daily Mail here, it leads on his 5 promises. It says Rishi Sunak has pledged to fix Britain by focusing on halving inflation, growing the UK economy, reducing debt, cutting NHS waiting times and stopping migrant boats. The Prime Minister has urged voters to judge him at the ballot box.
Similar to the Mail, The Guardian carries a photo of the writer Fay Wheldon, who has died at the age of 91. Best known for books including The Life and Loves of a She-Devil, which was of course adapted for television and the big screen. The paper describes her as outspoken and fearless.
Not such great news if you're planning any sort of skiing trip. Striking picture in the Daily Telegraph, a country of a cross-country skier in Germany, surrounded by green grass rather than white snow. Unusually warm weather has forced many popular slopes in the Alps to remain closed for the winter season.
That's the front pages of the morning's newspapers now. We'll start with the front page of The Times, which leads on Rishi Sunak's 5 pledges, described as his efforts to restore British pride. The Daily Mail highlights the Prime Minister's call to judge him on his 5-point plan. The Express also leads on that speech. The Daily Star portrays the PM as the character Baldrick from the sitcom Blackadder with the headline, "I have a cunning plan." Although he's actually Blackadder, not Baldrick there. The continuing crisis in the health service is lead story for The Eye, says the NHS is sending patients to hotels to ease the lack of beds in hospitals. The Mirror focuses on the case of one man who died waiting for an ambulance on Christmas Eve after his family called 999 3 times. The Telegraph looks ahead to that speech by Sir Keir Starmer, in which he'll say that Labour is no longer the party of big spending and that the country can't just open the chequebook to solve problems. The Guardian has an exclusive report saying that £122 million worth of personal protective equipment ordered during the pandemic from a company linked to the Tory peer Michelle Mone was unsafe. And finally, The Sun has news of a woman in Peterborough who's had a baby.